often hangs. Yeah, well, this is just a slightly different version that stays on the ground.
So there's lots of other lichens around here. They don't just grow on the moss in places like this, but this is very characteristic of Arctic tundra. If you look on the rocks outside of the study center, or even some of the rocks in the ponds, you'll see different kinds of lichen. That bright orange one, not sure if you've noticed that one, so keep an eye out for the bright orange. It's Xanthoria elegans, and the really cool thing about it is it's a global lichen. So you can go as far as you can find rocks towards the North Pole, down across the equator, down to the South Pole. Finding rocks, you can find that orange Xanthoria. There's also ones that grow on the lichens that are quite leafy as well. So there are ones that are kind of stuck right on. There are leafy ones, and then there are ones like this. So again, the fungus is providing the structure, and then the algae is providing the productivity part of it, or the photosynthesis. So the other reason we stopped here is because I dug a little hole for you. This little upland raised area, you'll notice there's not a lot of trees up here, kind of around on the edges. This would be during the winter time. And I just dug down some permafrost through the peat here. So if you look on you'll see kind of two different kinds of peat here. So the first one is a very terrestrial. Can I just give this to you? No. So you can see all the woody bits in this peat. So very terrestrial, okay, or like a land material. We call that terrestrial peat. And then when you get down deeper in the peat, you get into this material. And what does that look like?
Manure?
Yeah. Kind of looks like the pond sediment that we've been wandering around in. Now there is bits and pieces of roots and trees in it as well, but you'll see there the lighter gray color looks more like an aquatic material, kind of like the sediment that we've been wandering around in. And if you look down in this hole right to the bottom, pull some up. So there's some material right from the bottom of the hole, and if we poke down in with the ruler into the bottom, it's solid.
Wow.
Kind of hear that?
Yeah.
That would be the permafrost. So, like we said, about 40 centimeters down below here, the ground is permanently frozen in the bottom, and it's insulated by this nice. So this is the lichen 40. Yeah, this is the lichen mat I've got sitting here that I pulled off the top. So this is this organic material in the lichen is really good at insulating the ground underneath as well. So it doesn't transfer heat very well, and particularly when it dries out, it doesn't transfer heat very well at all. So it helps insulate during the summertime and keep the ground below it cold. In the wintertime, the snow gets blown off here, so any of the summer heat that does accumulate can get out of the ground, back up to the atmosphere, and then the ground stays very cold in the wintertime. So there's kind of two key things. You need to insulate it during the summertime to keep the heat,
keep it cool.
to keep it cool.
The heat.
And then in the wintertime, you don't want much snowpack on the top of it, because that will allow any heat that did accumulate in the summertime to dissipate. Okay, because the snow is a really good insulator as well. So if you kind of look around this landscape around here and you imagine what it might look like in the wintertime, we talked about the trees and how you can tell when the trees are going to snow, because you can see a lot of the dips and hollows are going to be filled in with snow, but areas like this are going to be exposed and not have much snow cover on them at all. And thus allow good maintenance of permafrost. So the ground here would be much colder than it is than in some of the sedgy areas where the snowpack might be a little bit deeper. There's permafrost there too, but it's going to be deeper down.
Yeah.
Probably in the order of 1 to 2 meters, maybe even 2 to 3 in some places before you would hit frozen ground. So this is just a really great spot where we can show you, because it's very shallow, what the permafrost is like.
How high does the snow get here?
Well, it really depends on where you are.
Like in this area here, for instance.
Like right here, the snow might be only about
okay.
this deep. But if you move off the edge here in one of those hollows, it might be this deep. And in some of those tree islands out on the tundra where we were yesterday, the snow can be 2 or 3 meters deep in those. So the wind plays a really important role of redistributing the snow in an open landscape like this. It's
Would you be able to burn it?
it's pretty wet here, this kind of peat, so you would have to dry it out.
Would you would be able to?
Yeah, you could burn it, but yeah, it's not as decomposed as peat in other wetlands farther south. That's actually you can dry it out and almost make a peat log out of it, put it on your stove and burn it. This isn't quite as